So I want to do something a little bit fun here. We're going to do two little things before I tell you about how to do hypnosis on people, so to speak. So let's do the finger test. If you're already experienced hypnotist, you've done this many times, but you know the idea behind it. So what I want everybody to do is, whether you're on screen or not, you're gonna make your fingers into a little pile here. And then you're gonna let your index fingers come up. And what you're going to imagine is that your fingers are being pulled away from each other. So it's almost like there's strong magnets on either side here pulling away. And you can feel that tension of your fingers moving away from each other. And then what we're going to do to oppose that tension is allow a clamp, an imaginary clamp, to be placed over the fingers, which are now going to push it in the opposite direction together. So your fingers are pressing very strongly apart from each other. You can feel it in your hands, you can feel it in your muscles, you can feel that tension, you can feel how they don't want to be pushed together. But at the same time, now we're starting to crank that clamp so that they get more and more and more drawn to each other and start to move together. And so you can feel your fingers magnetizing towards each other as the clamp gets tighter. And as the clamp gets tighter and tighter, the fingers now want to touch each other. And as they touch each other, now the clamp gets tighter and tighter, and they want to stick together. So tighten the clamp all the way until now you cannot unstick your fingers. They're really stuck together. And so even when you try to unstick them, you can't because the clamp is that tight. And you can feel that. You can really feel the energy moving through your finger pads. You can feel like the blood going out of your knuckles. You can feel how impossible it is to spread them. So now try to split your fingers apart and notice that they're very much stuck together. It's sort of weird because here we are just talking and now our fingers are like glued together. Nothing really occurred. Okay. So now tighten it one more level till now it's like really squeezing. And then we're gonna go for some relief and unclamp the clamp. And as you unclamp the clamp, you can feel all the tension going out of your fingers, and then your fingers can come back apart. So, what just happened? What is that all about? Go ahead and unmute yourself and just tell me, like, what's the deal? What's the point of the finger test? What does it show you about your mind?
It shows that I'm open to suggestion.
Right, okay. So what does that mean? That you're open to suggestion?
Well, it means that you talking means that you're talking to my mind and my fingers are doing what you want.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
suggestion that you've given me that I'm following.
Yeah, exactly. So it shows that your mind was able to follow instructions and that it created a felt sense in your body because my words started to make something happen that then you could feel physically. Physically. I'm not a huge mind body separator, but let's just call it that for the moment. So that in itself is weird because I'm just talking. I'm over here on Zoom. You're over there in the UK or somewhere far off in Ireland. I can't quite remember, but you're very far from me. But still, for some reason, my instructions then resulted in something happening in your fingers. So it doesn't fully add up, but okay, maybe. What else is going on there? What else does it show you?
Hi.
Hey, Perla. Hey, good to
Uh,
see you. You look so nice.
Thanks. It was interesting because I was completely aware that I could open them anytime I want, and
That's
still I
right.
didn't.
That's
That
right.
was like, where was the order that I should send my brain to open the fingers? So that was interesting to
I
feel.
love that you said because obviously that's what I want somebody to say is, but that's bullshit, Maya. Like I could have opened my fingers at any time. So you're not hypnotizing me. I'm just obeying you or something, right? Like I think sometimes people are afraid to speak the truth about, is hypnosis actually bullshit? So I'm a nice straight shooter here. So I'm going to just talk about that. So what's the story? Why is it that you and Jody and Lisa, and I don't know who else, let their fingers go together? Why is it that you agreed to follow my instructions where somebody might have been like, la 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 la. She's talking, she sucks at hypnosis. She's a terrible hypnotist. That's nonsense. What's the story?
But it was me only, right? My own agreement.
Well, but that's the whole interesting thing about this experiment is I think the audience usually thinks, oh, well, if she's good at hypnosis, everybody's fingers will go together and we're all gonna, be happy and ride home in the sunset. But that's just not life. That's just not how life is. How many of my clients just come in and are like, okay, I'll quit smoking. Sure, no problem. No, that's not how it is. They oppose me. They give me a lot of pushback. They say I can't. No, right? So their mind is doing this. The opposite is like, no, I'm not flexible to that. No, I don't want that. No, no. Okay, but so then what's the point of claiming that hypnosis is powerful? If you can also say, well, I'm ignoring it, I'm disagreeing with you. So what's the claim then? What does it prove actually?
Well, it proves that it has to be ourselves who want to, or people
That's a
have to
good,
agree. There's a part that has to be in agreement of wanting to do
beautiful.
a change or whatever it is that you want to do.
You nailed it. Number one, it proves to you that I don't create change. I don't create hypnosis. The client has to be on board and willing. That's number one. What else does it show you? That's absolutely right. You nailed it.
Well, it shows that I have to take some action to make it
Yes,
happen as well. To
beautiful. Exactly. It shows you can change your mind. You can be one person who's like, no, 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 no. And then you can be like, oh, yeah, that was cool. It worked. Okay. You can change your mind. Or you can change your mind the other way. Oh, I'm so suggestible. I'm so suggestible. Oh, now I take back my power. I'm no longer suggestible. So it can go both directions.
yeah.
What else? It shows that you have a choice. It shows that you have choices, that hypnosis is not just full tilt, like, oh, I'm comatose, okay, I quit. No, you have a choice. The hypnotist is not just a tyrant, is not just penetrating your mind and telling you how it is. No, your mind is going to process it on its own. Anything else? So the finger test is not about proving hypnosis. The finger test is about showing that there's a connection between words, actions, body, soul, spirit, but how that connection is made is 100% in the hands of the client or the subject. And that's super important when I teach you the principles that I'm going to start teaching you in a few minutes, because it really shows you that the power of hypnosis has nothing to do with me as a person, even though I'm a really powerful and good hypnotist. It has to do with allowing the client into that space or allowing the subject into that space where they themselves have cognition and awareness that they can choose. When the client is like, maybe I will, maybe I won't, that's where I get some traction with them. When they're just like, oh, I'm super hypnotizable, you're right, or fuck this, I'm out of here. Those two choices are binary and they're stuck, right? When we get into the honest reality of, I decide, today I decide this, today I decide that, that's when the client is more open to what's possible. So the finger test is often used as a suggestibility test, which is what Lisa said first, which is a correct answer. But it's very important to keep really clear and aware that everybody is suggestible. Everybody is suggestible at different moments and at different times and in different ways. Somebody might say this is dumb today and change their mind tomorrow. So that's the power of the advanced conversational hypnosis method is we're going to allow people to explore where they stand instead of drag them into the results or the solution. Okay, so that middle place is where trance actually occurs. Trance does not occur when I say, okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're a non-smoker, and now we jump to the end, which is what people tend to think about it.